We're talking big bucks in Washington and on Wall Street, from the $789 billion compromise that was struck yesterday to jumpstart the economy to this $2.5 trillion rescue plan for the financial system. New Jersey Governor and the former CEO of Goldman Sachs, John Corzine, joins us here on set this morning, along with Richard Lefrak, our guest host, which you guys have something in common with this, the Westin Jersey City Newport, right?
He's a big investor in New Jersey.
It's a big,
he has really made a long-term commitment to renewing Jersey City and investing in New Jersey. We're proud of what Richard's done.
Well, thank you very much. We call it the Lefrak stimulus plan. Opening a hotel in this environment. John was actually at the groundbreaking the hotel 2.5 years ago.
Which we're looking at, right? Or this is the new one.
And now the governor was kind enough to come to the ribbon cutting.
You got the new MLB Network's headquarters in Secaucus, and now you got stimulus.
We've got a couple of good things going on that are partially offsetting the challenges that the economy presents. You guys know about the restructuring going on in the pharmaceutical industry, the financial services industry, and construction, particularly in housing, is on its tail. So you put all those three together, we need a lot of Richard's stimulus program coming to New Jersey, but we're thrilled it's happening. And I got to tell you, yesterday's passage of the Recovery and Reinvestment Program, everybody can quibble about one thing or another, is a bold, timely, and necessary action. I think President Obama showed great leadership, and there is real help that is going to come to the country and the economy out of that program. It's not perfect, and some of us might argue it should be bigger. It's less than 3% of GDP, but on an annual basis. And I'm optimistic that we can stabilize the economy if we get that TARP or TALF or whatever the heck we're calling it today in place, get credit flowing. We've got some of the groundwork for seeing this thing turn around.
Governor, I had someone email me last night and say, I'm a homeowner who pays my bills. I'm up to date on everything. I don't need a new car. What does this mean for me? What do I get out of it?
Well, in New Jersey, for instance, this AMT fix going to save, I don't know, $500 a household for anybody that makes less than $76,000. Our median income is about 68, so half of the folks are going to get an AMT benefit. There's the Make Work Pay, which is really a payroll tax credit that the president has talked about. That's $400 for an individual, $800. There's tax credits for college, which are $2,500. There's lots of good stuff in there. 1/3 taxes, 1/3 tax cuts, 1/3 investments, and 1/3 relief.
Not as much as some wanted for home buyers and car buyers, right?
Sure. It's not as much as some people wanted for stabilization, fiscal stabilization for the states. I think the president said it best. Perfect can't be the enemy of the necessary. I think we all ought to say thanks to the Congress, thanks to the president for actually moving this thing on a timely basis.
You've announced some emergency grant funding for financial services workers. Can you quantify how many jobs you now don't have to cut, or are people who were cut that you can rehire?
I think you must be talking about the $3,000 grant we're giving to every business that actually hires a new person. We have had, as of last Friday, 7,200 applications for that grant since we implemented the program at the end of January. So there's a lot going on. We also have a tax credit that people like Richard can take advantage of, 7% sales tax credit that we implemented to try to get more investment going on. We changed our net operating loss carry forwards to 20 years, aligned it. We're doing a lot of things that are trying to encourage investment, create jobs, and it's going to fit well with the federal program.
Governor, a lot of the package was to protect the state and municipal employees, or some of it anyway, from having to be let go.
I figured about $170 billion.
Okay, but at the same time, many states, especially here in the Northeast, that have, let's say, unrealistic pension plans or health plans for their state employee workers, right, that eventually are going to have to be, fixed. Does this basically change the leverage equation in your bargaining with the employees, because now that they've been protected to a certain extent, they're not going to give the givebacks that probably have to be done at some point.
First of all, the give back process is underway. In New Jersey, for instance, we've gone from 55 to 62 on the retirement age. We've increased the amount of contribution that the employees are making to the pension system. Some people would argue you got to do a lot more. We capped defined benefit program at roughly $100,000, and it's all defined contribution beyond that. We're taking steps. A lot of people are doing that. I know that they're beginning that process in New York City. But this is not bailing out the states, I promise you. This is going to make the pain just a little bit less terrible with regard to how we're going to have to cut budgets. We've already cut absolute dollars, not any rate of growth, not baseline growth in New Jersey, $1.4 billion this year, and if I'm not mistaken, sometime in the next couple of weeks, we'll probably have to put another element of cuts in this fiscal year. The revenues of the state are, and this is general across the economy, are declining in double-digit levels. The income tax, the sales tax. There's real problem out there that I don't, sometimes it's easy to talk about in the context of what's going on in the Dow or the S&P. People are hurting, and they're not spending. At Atlantic City, you heard how the mayor of Las Vegas went crazy just because
of what the president said.
It's because there is fundamental pain and pressure out there, and it's real in people.